Hello everybody and welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Spirit of Justice. Today we are finishing the Rite of Turnabout and cross-examining a dead man. Let's get started. May 12th, High Court of Kurain. Accused lobby. Sorry, Maya, but this was the only way. You sure you're up for this?
Thanks for believing me, Nick. Even though I don't know if my channeling ability is even on point yet.
Oh, right. Before she started training here, her success rate was only about 30%. I know you can do it, Maya. At least, I hope she can. So, you sure you're ready?
Yeah, at least I think so.
You don't sound so confident. What about all your training?
Training's one thing, actually doing it is another.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. If she fails to channel the High Priest, we're as good as dead.
Relax, Nick. You can count on me. I'll show you what my training's done for me. This will be a moment you'll never forget.
Okay. I just hope it's unforgettable in a good way.
Once we hear Abbott and me's story, I'm sure the truth will come to light.
I hope so. But he was hiding the fact that he was a rebel, so... I doubt it will be as cut and dry as all that. They're ready for you. Please return to the hall just as at once. Okay, Maya. I'm counting on you.
You got it. Here we go.
Oh, we're not gonna... I forgot. We're not gonna have a co-counsel. I can test the theory. Nope. It's not because of a co-counsel. Okay. May 12th, High Court of Kurain. Oh. No. It might have been. That was a lot faster. We have received official approval for the accused to channel a spirit here today. Now, if you will, Miss Fay, please proceed.
Yes, Your Majesty. I can't believe this. Only the Queen should channel spirits.
Execute them. Put them to death right now. Death, 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 death. Yeah, okay, it is because of having a co-counsel. Got it. Come on, Maya. I'm counting on you.
I have been studying here in Crying for 2 years now. So that one day, I will be the master of Crying, a village of spirit mediums back home. But first, I shall show you all the fruits of my training in your kingdom.
Wow. She seems really confident.
A neophyte practitioner such as you could not possibly channel a spirit. Okay, Your Benevolence. How about this? If I succeed, would you stop calling me a neophyte? Very well. If you succeed... Oh, I will. Just you watch. O spirit of trust in me slumbering in the twilight realm, return now to the world of the living.
What is this place? Oh my!
No! This cannot be!
Palkunka!
It's the High Priest! The accused can really channel spirits! I can't believe it! Ku's spiritual power is the real deal.
Go, Maya.
I do not understand. This cannot be. This simply cannot be. I must step out now before I forget myself.
But in me. This be the Twilight Realm. And what of this luxurious mane of hair? Is it perhaps a gift from the Holy Mother for decades of faithful service? But in me. My, but if it isn't his Majesty, have you too shuffled off that mortal coil? Please do not count me among the dead. Please do not count me among the dead. It is only you who has passed on. But the spirit medium Maya Fey has brought you back among us today. Why? Acolyte Fey has mastered the secret art of spirit channeling. I suppose that explains these gorgeous locks. When I pass from this world, I too hope to be channeled with a full head of hair. Though it be for the briefest of moments, I give thanks for the splendid coiffure. Praise be to the Holy Mother. However, this kimono is a bit too snug for my tastes. If you would excuse me. Wow, his tattoos transfer over. I did not expect that. There, that is better. Could we get his testimony now? I wish he'd kept his top on. Why, you are that foreign lawyer that people speak of as of late. And is this not the Hall of Justice? Why have I been summoned here? Forgive us for calling you back from your eternal rest. But you have been accused of murder. Might we ask you to testify on your own behalf? What the fuck? I have been accused of murder. And that is troubling indeed. Ah! What's with that crazy pose? Is this really cause for such astonishment? How the fuck are you doing that, sir? You're really stretchy. Even the lowliest of monks. Stretchy. What's the fucking word? Flexible. Yeah, that's the word. Why did I say stretchy? You are not Mr. Fantastic. Even the lowliest of monks can achieve such body control with the proper training. Oh. I wonder if Albie will be able to do that someday. Will the defense please explain the situation to the High Priest? I'd be happy to. Your disciple, Pere Zealot, has been murdered. It happened on the day before the purification rite. And the crime occurred in the rebel hideout hidden within the inner sanctum. Acolyte Zealot. He has been killed. Who would do such a thing? You. Someone who knew of the hideout and had access to the inner sanctum. In other words, you, Abbot and me. After all, weren't you secretly a rebel? Oh dear. That's still Maya's body. I hope he doesn't break anything.
Wow, the High Priest is amazing. To think he had mastered such an advanced prayer pose. He's still worthy of our veneration even if he is a rebel. Praise be to the Holy Mother. Praise be to the Holy Mother.
Oh my. Have my rebel allegiance been exposed? Not even my wife knew of that. It seems to rest in peace is not my fate. Why did you, a devout priest of Krainism, join the rebellion? Shits and giggles. The High Priest has come back to us for but a brief time. Defense? Shall we not cut to the chase and ask the most pressing of questions? Oh, right. Abbot Inme, the prosecution believes the one who slew both you and Acolyte Zealot to be Maya Fey. who had been playing the role of Lady Kira in the Rite. Being that I was dead until just a moment ago, my memory is a bit hazy. Could you please do your best to remember?
Objection!
The High Priest says his memory is hazy. It is all coming back to me. It is as Prosecutor Saad Mahdi concluded. I was slain by none other than Maya Fey. How could you possibly know that? We saw your last moments. The High Priest's statement has proven my assertions with regards to his murder correct. No! But what about Acolyte Zealot? You're the one who killed him, weren't you? I know naught about my disciple's murder. Furthermore, I have an alibi of my own. An alibi? Seriously? It seems the testimony the defense had been hoping for is working against him. Now abandon me. Your testimony, if you please. Yes, of course. Witness testimony. I have an alibi. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place. Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home. And I believe my guests can corroborate this. You had guests? Just past noon. That's right about the time Zealot was murdered. Are you sure about that? Absolutely. Come to think of it, Rafa told me about a spirit's memory. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time. Between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled? Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. The High Priest seems to know exactly what he's talking about. So the question is, what could be the best angle of attack? I have an alibi. I have an ironclad alibi for the time during which the murder took place.
Hold it!
Now you used the word alibi as if it were second nature. Are you perhaps mocking me? Or is it perhaps the kingdom of Krain itself that you wish to ridicule? Come on, everyone and their grandma knows what alibi means. We're not a bunch of country bumpkins here. We have plenty of courtroom dramas on TV. Really? How would you have courtroom dramas? I mean, I guess most of them follow... I don't know what most courtroom dramas follow, actually. I would assume it follows the prosecution. That most of them would. But I'm not entirely sure. Peace, I say! Mr. Wright, would you care to clarify your last statement? Please, don't take it the wrong way. It's just, alibi is a rather technical term for a priest to use so naturally. I assure you, I know how to use the term. In fact, I had even hoped for a chance to do so one day. I suppose that even I, a high priest, am not immune to such trivial worldly attachments. Oh, I see. Still, he seems unusually calm and composed. It's almost as if he had prepped himself for something like this. Just past noon on the day before the rite, I was entertaining guests at my home.
Hold it!
Guests? And you were entertaining them personally. That I was. We gathered around the table for a most enjoyable conversation. He said his guests could corroborate his alibi. That can't be good for our case. Are you sure that was the same day as the murder? Maybe you've misremembered. Gah! Do not doubt my mnemonic faculties. Mnemonic, I think. I may have died, but my memories up to that point are crystal clear. Sorry. He's pretty thin-skinned for a priest. Although I guess I should have known better than to doubt his memory. A spirit's memory is cut off at the moment of death. So even a spirit that is brought back after centuries doesn't sense any gap in time between the moment of its death and the moment it's channeled. Yes, and yet it clearly recalls all of the memories it had in life. There's nothing better than enjoying Ginkgo cuisine with dear friends. That way, everyone's breath becomes equally malodorous. Right. And I believe my guests can corroborate this.
Hold it!
And who exactly were your guests that day? Don't tell me they were rebels, so they can't be called here to testify. It was none other than His Majesty along with his family. He couldn't attend the Rite due to work, so we stopped by ahead of time. My, how his daughter has grown. Wait a second. Let me set the record straight here. Straight right now. I am not a rebel. Are you sure? Are you positive? Thank you for that wonderful meal, Aberdeen. Lady in me's cooking simply cannot be beat. I love the fucking hair flip. So there you have it. When exactly was His Majesty at your home? He was there from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Indeed, precisely the time period within which Acolyte Zealot was slain. Yes, and we had a rousing chat concerning the game of Kachu Demal. How do you know when he was slain? Oh, so they didn't update from 12 to 3, not... Yeah, there's still like 2 hours before you could have killed him. Kachu Demal. But I'll just have to have that added to the testimony. After all, it was I who visited the High Priest's home. My guests that day were His Majesty and his family. They visited from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Your Majesty, are you sure his testimony is completely accurate? I sure can be. Oh, how wonderful it is to finally have my actions be admissible in as evidence in court. His Majesty was at my home during the exact time period of the murder. Come, let us put this behind us. I could not have possibly committed this crime. How can you be so sure? What if the clock or watch you were using was off, or you misread the time? There was a clock right near the table, and it had the exact same time as my watch. Now do you understand, lawyer? As you can see, my alibi is airtight. Or do you still think I could have killed Acolyte Zealot? His Majesty's a witness? Are you satisfied now? There was not a single discrepancy in Abbot Inme's alibi. If I give up now, it's all over. Now hold on a second. Is there anything wrong with the High Priest's testimony? There is a discrepancy in the High Priest's testimony. There is? Well then, perhaps you could explain what it might be. This is what was wrong with his testimony. After Abbot Inme was channeled, no one ever stated what time Acolyte Zealot was murdered. Now that you mention it. Despite that, you claim to have an alibi from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. That means you knew that Acolyte Zealot was dead. When you were still alive. Wait, I think I saw something just now. No, I must be imagining things. So tell me, how did you know what time the crime had been committed? About that. What the fuck are you doing with your fingers? Open your... oh, shit. Open your heart. Let the Holy Mother in. Why? We've been blessed with the High Priest's sacred words of prayer. All who serve her holiness must strive to banish worldly desires from their soul. Open your heart. Let the Holy Mother in. Purge your mind of greed and bias. I feel as if my very soul has been cleansed. You can't fool me. Prayer may banish worldly desires, but it can't make a contradiction disappear. How can you be so sure? What's that supposed to mean? This lawyer seems to think little of the power of Cryinist prayer. Huh? Abbot Inri was at home during the crime, but knew of what happened at the hideout. I believe this can be explained thusly. He must have had a way to monitor the hideout from his home. What? You never cease to amaze, Prosecutor. As he has surmised, there was a listening device installed at the hideout. It enabled me to instantly learn of anything unusual, even when I was not there. Remember, the rebels had been using this as a top-secret hideout. It would be perfectly natural for them to install such an apparatus. Wait, come to think of it, when I was searching the rebel hideouts... There's something under the banner. A microphone? What's this doing here? Was someone trying to record something with it? That was a listening device. It starts recording whenever it detects movement, and I heard just such a recording after His Majesty and his family left. If you look in the desk in my study, you will find the tape in question. Alright then. Bailiff! Yes, Your Majesty. Go retrieve the tape in question from the High Priest's home. At once, Your Majesty. The power of Cryinist prayer. Even a putrid brain such as yours should consider it now. It's like the contradiction really did vanish. We shall ascertain the contents of the recording once we have the tape. In the meantime, I would ask Abbot Inme to continue with his testimony. Very well. I heard everything. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred. When I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae. After that, there was a loud noise, followed by a haunting silence. I have to find some way to attack his alibi. If only Maya were here. She has a way of putting me at ease. But seeing her like this is only creeping me out. Although the High Priest was a rebel, he was still a Cryinist holy man. Therefore, take care in your questioning, lest you invoke the ire of our people.
How dare you suspect the High Priest? May the Holy Mother strike him blind!
He's literally a rebel. He's against you. As if this weren't hard enough already. Nice try, but I'll stop at nothing to find the truth. I heard everything. I was entertaining His Majesty and his family when the crime occurred.
Hold it!
You were entertaining His Majesty and his family during the crime. Indeed, my wife Beli was treating them to her wonderful home cooking. Your wife was there that day? Well, yes. She was in the kitchen cooking up a storm the entire time. Come to think of it, I don't think I saw her at all that day. She takes her culinary duties most seriously, you see. That is why she was in the kitchen cooking without pause the entire day. So, the judge never saw Mrs. Inmay. Should I have Abbott Inmay add that statement to his testimony? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. My wife Beli was in the kitchen cooking the entire time.
Hold it!
What was your wife making that day? The menu that day featured hot and soup pies and melton mott. They're both traditional Cryinist dishes. I can't even begin to imagine what those are. Ah, yes! The exquisite zest of hot and soup pies and the supreme texture of melton mott. Lady and Miss cooking that day was utterly unforgettable. Thank you. It brings me great joy to know you enjoyed your meal. Now, once His Majesty and his family had left, when I listened to the tape later, I heard a man and a woman quarreling.
Hold it!
You heard everything from a recording. Indeed. Each night I would secretly check what the listening device had recorded. I would have been in serious trouble with my lovely wife had she discovered my secret. Can you really tell what happened by the audio alone? Long years of ascetic training have sharpened my hearing. It is but a simple matter for me to ascertain a situation by the sounds I hear. Practicing Cryinism improves your hearing. Hearing is but one of the senses that can improve. Hold on. That was a sneeze and a cough. Okay. If one can focus and attain inner peace, all 5 senses can be sharpened. Why, the war bod over in the bazaar just cried. Did you not hear it? Give me a break. It sounded like an altercation between Acolyte Zealot and Acolyte Fae.
Hold it!
Hold on. Are you sure about those voices? Was it really Acolyte Zealot and Miss Fae? I'd say that was the most reasonable conclusion under the circumstances. Or perhaps Acolyte Fae has an alibi that you can prove. I'm afraid not. Then I suggest you make like a mollusk and clam up. Now, I will continue my testimony if I may. After that, there was a loud noise followed by haunting silence.
Holding!
A loud noise? I'd say that's worth looking into. It was a terrible crashing sound. Poor Acolyte Zealot. It must have felt so heavy. It must have been the sound of that stone slab falling over. Should I have him add that statement to his testimony? Please add that statement to your testimony. As you wish. I would describe the noise as a terrible crash. Poor Zealot. It must have felt so heavy.
Holding!
You believe that terrible crash is connected to Acolyte Zealot's death? Yes, the sound no doubt was poor Zealot's death knell. Such a tragedy, for he was a fine disciple. I would ask all here today to give a prayer for his departed soul. Zushirai Matami Yoma. Zushirai Matami Yoma. Zushirai Matami Yoma. Had high hopes for that young man's future. Zushirai Matami Yoma. Why do I feel like such a jerk for just trying to do my job right now? Mr. Wright. Do you still feel the need to question the High Priest? His alibi is as tight as tight can be. This isn't going well. I'd better ask him about something else. I'm curious, Abbot in me. Did you stop by the rebel hideout after his magistry fell? Yes, I thought it would be wise to assess the situation. But as I said before, there was nothing to see. The hideout appeared as it always had. And the victim's body. It was nowhere to be found. Acolyte Acolyte Faye must have been already disposed of it, and anything else incriminating. So, when you saw the rebel hideout, it looked like it does here in this photo? Yes, I would say that is how it appeared that day. So the stone slab had been put back in place. A hideout photo updated in the court record. A photo of the secret rebel hideout. It is just as Abbott and we saw it after the incident. Mr. Wright, is it not time to concede defeat? No, wait, I need just a little more time. If you insist. I didn't change anything here, but...
Objection!
Abbott and me, you said, and I quote, "Poor zealots, it must have felt so heavy." Why do you think he felt something heavy? You said the hideout looked like it did in this photo. If so, there's nothing that would lead you to believe he had experienced a heavy feeling. The fact is, of course, a stone slab did fall over onto Acolyte Zealot, impaling him on the war-god statue behind him. But that was only revealed through her benevolence's divination seance earlier. Would the defense please get to the point? My point is, simply hearing a crashing sound shouldn't have automatically led him to conclude the victim was crushed to death. I still don't see a point. I'm saying that the High Priest knew. He knew how the victim was really killed. Why? And that is information only the real killer could have known. I love that damage spray. I definitely saw it that time. got the High Priest's spirit shaking in his boots, or should I say, sandals.
Objection.
Need I remind you, Abbot Inmee was with his Majesty at the time of the crime? Such an alibi precludes him from being the killer. That's true. So he can't be the killer. There are 2 unaccounted for hours. However, he knew how Zealot was killed, something only the killer could know. Can this discrepancy be resolved somehow? Well, Mr. Wright, we're waiting for an explanation. I was just getting to that. Time to think of something quick. The High Priest knew something only the killer could have known because... he must have heard how the victim died from the real killer. The real killer. Of course. That makes perfect sense. I don't want to believe it, but this is the only possible explanation. So tell us, who is this real killer? It's gotta be someone close to the High Priest. Someone without an alibi. The person most likely to be Zealot's killer is...
Take that.
oh, we have that now. Your Majesty, while you were visiting the High Priest's home, you didn't see Mrs. Inmee at all, did you? That's Arbol, age 46. Exo, I don't know what that means, of the Defiant Dragons. He escaped from prison. At one point he was a paratrooper in some country's airborne unit. No, I never saw her, but what does that have to do with anything? Did the High Priest ever leave your sight? No, we were talking the entire time. And the food was brought right to the room's entryway. So, the High Priest has an ironclad alibi, but his wife does not. What the devil are you insinuating? I'm insinuating that Mrs. Inmee might have killed Acolyte Zealot. Oh, why is it slow now? I mean, it's not as slow as it is with...
Objection.
I mean, that didn't feel as slow as usual, but it was still slower. You have a lot of nerve making such a baseless allegation. She had no motive to kill Acolyte Zealot. He was like family to her. No, we can't entirely discount the idea. Especially if you consider that Mrs. Inmee could have been the one posing as Lady Kira.
Objection.
Even a fool must temper his foolishness at times. Or do you truly believe Lady Kira would kill Acolyte Zealot, though he was not a rebel?
Objection.
As we all know, the High Priest was secretly a rebel. It would follow that his favorite disciple could very well be a rebel too. Are you suggesting that Mrs. Inmee killed her husband as well? As sad as it is to think she'd kill her own husband to rid the kingdom of rebels, I don't think we can rule it out. Hold it. Ah! Ah! Yikes. You claim my wife is that rebel-hunting Lady Kira, and that she slew both Zealot and myself. My lovely wife. That is utterly impossible. Okay, so he does the call. Ah! Yikes! I have never seen the High Priest so angry. It is as Abbot Inmee stated. And the accused has already been found guilty of his murder. It is far too late to overturn it. That's right, Mr. Wright. Now apologize to the good priest before he gets angry again. Quickly now! No, I'm not going to apologize. The true identity of Lady Kira is a major piece to this trial's puzzle. Admit it, Abbot Inmee. Your wife, Lady Inmee, killed you. Yet even now you continue to lie in an effort to protect her. Hold it! How absurd. It appears the lawyer has forgotten. My lovely wife could not possibly battle the rebels in the guise of Lady Kira. For we were blessed by her holiness, and she is with a child. And she is with child. Praise be to the Holy Mother. I completely forgot about that. That abdominal Lady Kira figure who slew me an acolyte zealot was the accused. This is bad, but I can't give up now. Don't forget, my client doesn't have the strength to fight rebels either. How could a weak young woman like her possibly... Are you foolish oaf of a lawyer? If only you were as blessed as Lady Inme. What? Surely the accused possesses the strength, or should I say, the power? The power to battle those black-hearted rebels. What are you talking about? My good prosecutor, I see you have come to the same conclusion as I. Hold on, let me look at the thing. Yep. Such keen insight. Then you have figured it out as well, Abbot Inme. May I ask you to explain it to this putrid-brained lawyer? Certainly, for I cannot allow him to frame my lovely wife for murder. Foreign devil! Your Majesty, please allow me to testify as to how Maya phased that murderous Lady Kira. Well, if it would assuage... I don't know how to say that. Your anger, then by all means, please testify. Witness testimony. Maya Fey is Lady Kira. Acolyte Fey channeled Lady Kira's spirit. She is a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. So, it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman. But... do you understand now? Meta by spirit channeling explains everything. This is the only way the accused could have defeated one rebel after another. Indeed, I am a living, or shall I say dead, proof of her terrible power. Maya's ability to channel spirits. It's come back to haunt her. Now, it is not... Is it not time to let it go and move on, Defense? Hold on. Why is this not on? There. Sorry. No, never. I will never give up. Now what? Think. Think. How can I prove that Maya couldn't have channeled Lady Kira? She needs a name and a face. Acolyte Faye channeled Lady Kira's spirit. My client channeled Lady Kira. Isn't that a little far-fetched? Far-fetched, you say? Why, the very fact that I'm here proves she has the power to channel spirits. But you've no proof she actually channeled Lady Kira. Oh, but I do. She's a spirit medium who knows Lady Kira's true name, so she could have done it. While it's true she may be capable of channeling Lady Kira, I doubt there's any proof she actually did. We are talking about the infamous rebel hunter here. That modern-day Lady Kira has captured many a rebel all by herself, and among them have been more than a few great warriors. Who but the real Lady Kira could have accomplished such a feat? It would be difficult for a mere mortal. That leaves the real Lady Kira of legend as the only likely answer. Indeed. Is this not proof enough that the real Lady Kira of legend has been channeled? The real Lady Kira of legend. That's an oxymoron if I ever heard one. Then again, the people of Krain believe legends to be true. So it was the real Lady Kira who returned to root out the rebels among us.
Hold it!
Lady Kira is an actual person. Do you really believe there ever was a woman that powerful? One capable of battling rebels much bigger and stronger than herself? There is no way to prove that. But to doubt the existence of Lady Kira is to doubt Krainism itself. It is not for us to question, we must simply believe. Yeah! How dare you doubt our legends! You'll regret saying that, you poor company. Lady Kira is gonna strike you down. Oh! I won't get away. I won't get anywhere until I can refute their claims with some evidence. She attacked and killed me with a strength far beyond any mortal woman.
Hold it!
A strength far beyond any mortal woman. And just how strong would that be? You need but look at the wound she inflicted upon my head. Although I had hoped to never have to think about that again. Your wound? It was pretty deep, and there was a tremendous amount of blood. And while Acolyte Zelt was rather small in stature, he was strong. Nevertheless, he was no match for the sheer strength of Lady Kira. Maya's spirit channeling is proof that she's Lady Kira. This is not good. I'll have to prove she didn't channel the original Lady Kira. Alright, motherfucker.
Objection!
The Tome of Secrets is only given to the priestess who performs the purification rite. Is this your proof that my client could have channeled Lady Kira? Yes, indeed. For it contains the true name of Lady Kira, a secret only revealed within. Abbot in me. I'm afraid you're mistaken. This couldn't have been used to channel Lady Kira. What nonsense! Mr. Wright, would you care to explain? This is why my client couldn't have channeled Lady Kira. Lady Kira's face is hidden behind a mask in the Tome of Secrets. You need but a name and a face to channel a spirit. It can't be! Without a face, it would have been impossible for my client to channel Lady Kira. Oh my! Therefore, the claim that she became Lady Kira by means of spirit channeling is patently false. Gah. And with Lady Kira out of the equation, my client had no motive to commit murder. But then, who is the rebel hunting Lady Kira we've been reading about in the paper? Yes, who is this other suspect, if indeed there is one at all? Let us hear the defense's brilliant deduction. Think! The true identity of Lady Kira is the key to solving both murders. I thought Mrs. Indy was suspicious, but her pregnancy takes her out of the running. And Mr. Arabal is a rebel, so that doesn't make sense either. That leaves us with... Mr. Wright, you have that look again.
The one where you know you have to say something, but you can't figure out what it is.
This is my chance to really turn up the heat. I'll just have to stir the pot till something floats to the top. Your Majesty, I know who's been posing as the rebel-hunting Lady Kira.
You do? Are you sure about that?
Yes, completely.
I sense that I may regret this, but please go on and explain.
Thank you, Your Majesty. This is who's been posing as the rebel-hunting Lady Kira.
Take that!
The true identity of the rebel-hunting Lady Kira we seek is... Hooray Zealot.
What's this? The High Priest's murdered disciple was Lady Kira, you say? Peace, I say, peace! The defense will continue.
Yes, Your Majesty. I whittled down the list of suspects until there was only one left.
Objection!
But a process of elimination is not the same as solid evidence. I assume you have evidence to back up your claim? Yes, of course. Why wouldn't I? I will have some in a moment, that is. At least, I hope so. Maya wasn't Lady Kira, and neither was Mrs. Inmia or any of the other possibilities. That leaves Zealot, and I have the evidence to prove it. The evidence that proves Acolyte Zealot was posing as Lady Kira is this. I do not know. This?
Take that!
Yep, this is what proves that Acolyte Zealot was Lady Kira. Lady Kira's warning letter. How absurd. What could that possibly prove? Prosecutor Sadmani. You stated that this warning letter proved that my client was Lady Kira. And the reason you gave was that the High Priest's house was locked tight. But there was another member of the family who lived there. Therefore, Acolyte Zealot could have delivered the warning anytime he wanted. What is he talking about? That's just not possible. Are you saying Lady Kira was not the culprit, but rather the victim? That's exactly what I'm saying.
But that would overturn the entire premise of this case. This trial is proceeded on the assumption Lady Kira was behind the serial killings. But if Lady Kira is one of the victims, who was the killer and what was their motive?
The only suspect left is Mrs. Inmay. And there's only one possible motive. What if Mrs. Inmay is a rebel?
What?
Fiend, you're still bent on casting suspicion upon my lovely wife. Blasphemer! You have no evidence of this. Repent for the mistrust in your soul.
Objection!
Well, you have no evidence either. After all, the dagger with my client's print on it wasn't what killed Acolyte Zealot. And the plumed Punisher theme that he heard could have been an alarm clock. That means all of the evidence linking her to the crime have been called into question.
Was Lady Inmay a rebel? And did she pose as Lady Kira to kill Acolyte Zealot? Was Acolyte Zealot a rebel, and was the accused Lady Kira who killed him? I would say either scenario is just as likely. What are we to do now? Hold it. The alarm clock, you say? Do you mean the one in the rebel hideout? Yes, but what of it? So that's it. What's gotten into him? But didn't me. Just what is so comical? Forgive my outburst. That has simply tickled my funny bone. What did? The theme song came from the Plumed Punisher clock, you say? That alarm could not possibly have gone off. What makes you say that? The clock was working just fine the last time I checked. Try using your head for a change. Would not the existence of a secret hideout be given away if an alarm kept going off? Wait, you don't mean... Indeed, we leave the alarm switched off at all times. Then why do you have it? No! In that case, I'm sad to say that the defense's claims does not hold water. Would you care to respond, Mr. Wright? Oh, this can't be happening. Not now. This should put an end to the lawyer's futile struggles. The theme song the victim heard was from the accused's trap, just as we suspected. Therefore, the accused is the rebel-hunting Lady Kira, and the victim's killer. I need an opening. Something I can raise an objection to. That Plumed Punisher theme song Acolyte Zealot heard in his final moments. I too heard it by the way of the listening device. But did you really? If you had heard it, why didn't you testify to the fact before? Is it not obvious? I did not know such a tune could become a key matter of dispute. Yes, the matter of the theme song came up before Abbott in Me was channeled. Oh, right. Well then, what if he's lying about the clock's alarm being switched off? Miserable wretch. That would be a pointless lie, one easily disproven. If you check the clock, you will see that the alarm is, in fact, switched off. Come to think of it. What a fine item. And this switch, if I'm right. We set the switch back into the off position before we left. I remember hearing it clearly. Those distinctive taiko drums are in the intro or etched into my mind. They went... Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I don't know how to... Distinctive taiko drums in the intro. This trial has gone on far too long. Shall we move ahead to the verdict phase now? By all means. Let us also return Abbot Indy's spirit to the Twilight Realm. Before I go, let me say a word to my darling wife.
Objection!
Now hold on just 1 minute. Your Majesty. Yes. The High Priest's statement is inconsistent with a certain piece of evidence. It is. Still you rise in defiance of your fate. The very sight reminds me of a tortured soul writhing in flames. You won't be saying that once I show you the evidence.
Now all I have to do is pick the right one. This piece of evidence is inconsistent with that statement about the taiko drum intro.
Take that!
This is what's inconsistent with his statement. My client's plumed Punisher strap. What does that have to do with anything? It plays the Plumed Punisher theme song. And here it is. The theme to the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo-Twilight Realm. Do you see what I mean? The music the victim heard in his final moments might not have been the Plumed Punisher theme song. It was been playing for an hour and I have not saved once. I should fix that. I'm afraid I am not following you. What was it if not the Plumed Punisher theme? In his final moments, Acolyte Zealot heard Steel Samurai thing. There are no taiko drums in the intro of the Plumed Punisher theme. So what Acolyte Zealot actually heard in his final moments was the theme of the Steel Samurai, warrior of near-world Tokyo. Peace, 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 I say. Mr. Wright, what is this Steel Samurai of which you speak? The Steel Samurai, warrior of near-world Tokyo, is an action hero show from America. The Plumed Punisher theme is a total it's inspired by. If you didn't know about the Steel Samurai, you could easily mistake the two. What did that say? It's very similar to it. Okay. But the fact that Acolyte Zealot heard music from an American action hero show is irrefutable evidence that the accused was in the secret hideout. Actually, no. You have it backwards. Backwards? That's right. Miss Faye met an avid Plumed Punisher fan here in Krain. And as a token of their friendship, she traded a certain Steel Samurai item she had for the Plumed Punisher strap. And this avid Plumed Punisher fan was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot? Yes. That avid fan is none other than the High Priest's wife. Believe in me.
Objection!
Do you have evidence to back up this claim, Mr. Wright? For as forgiving as the Holy Mother is, I doubt she would tolerate yet another dose of your baseless slander. I suggest you prepare yourself to face Her Holiness's wrath. Good sir? Oh, I'm prepared. To turn this entire case upside down, that is. This is my last chance. Better take a deep breath and review the evidence. Very well then. Please present your evidence if you would, defense. The evidence that proves Mrs. Inmee was the one who killed Acolyte Zealot. Huh? Okay. A little busy. Oh my god, is that the Steel Samurai?
Take that!
It's right here, in this family photo. Proof that Miss Inmee and Miss Faye traded items featuring their favorite characters.
Objection!
A family photo? And what exactly should we be looking at here? The proof they exchanged items featuring their favorite characters is right here. I wanna say the one in her hand.
Take that!
Look at Mrs. Inmee's left wrist. You can see the Steel Samurai's trademark top knot right there. Which clearly makes this a Steel Samurai watch. Ah!
Why, I never knew your wife had such hobbies, Abbott, didn't me?
This family photo was taken right before Acolyte Zealot was murdered. By that point, my client had the Punisher strap and Mrs. Inmi had the samurai watch. So what the victim heard in his final moments was none other than the sound of the watch Mrs. Inmi was wearing. Hold it. I wish to amend my testimony. What I thought were taiko drums was something else. My wife never had such a watch. It's the truth, I tell you. You must believe me, your majesty. Be not deceived by the defense's loyalty chicanery. Chicanery? You think this is bad? This chicanery? He's done worse. He defecated through a sunroof. Sorry, I had to. Now what? He's been pretty quiet up to this point. What does he have up his sleeve? There was a big gaping hole in his flimsy claim. A big gaping hole? I don't think so. Oh no, I'm afraid that it is there, alright. Just like the big gaping holes in your putrid brain. My brain is neither putrid nor full of holes. I'm not a zombie after all. Says the dead lawyer Walker. He who is narrow of vision focuses on what is before him, never seeing the big picture. Or as they say in your country, you cannot see the forest for the trees. For if it is as you said, Lady Inmi, the rebel, slew Acolyte Zealot, the rebel hunting Lady Kira, then the rebel hunter would have been dead before the high priest was slain.
That means the high priest could not have been slain by the rebel hunting Lady Kira.
How could I have missed that? So tell me, who are you going to say killed the high priest now?
No!
Do you finally understand the sheer size of the holes that riddle your putrid brain? I'm in hot water now. I don't have any other suspects in the High Priest's murder. You mindless zombie. You should have begun your journey into the Twilight Realm long ago. Now let it go and move on. No, I will never give up. I just need to think things through and figure out who really killed the High Priest. If Acolyte Zealot had been Lady Kira, he couldn't have killed the High Priest. So the question is, who did? Maybe I can get to the bottom of this by reviewing the events of this case in order. What evidence could tell me something about the crime scene before the murder? What even is Maya's testimony? Is it with this? I don't think we even used her testimony. The spring was stained red before the rite. Oh, right. Maya said that the spring had been stained red before the rite even began. The spring was already red before the High Priest's murder because of Zealot's blood. The spring was stained red by Zealot's blood. That's right. Zealot had been killed in the rebel hideout the day before the rite, and his blood had flowed into the spring. Wait a second. The High Priest knew that Zealot had been killed in the hideout. So why didn't he report it to the authorities? If Maya had been the killer, He could have easily had her arrested on the spot. Why didn't the High Priest inform the authorities right then? He wanted to keep the hideout secret. If he reported Zealot's murder, the authorities would find out about the hideout. That's what he was worried about. But by going through with the Rite, the High Priest risked having Maya see the spring running red with blood. Why did he have to go through with the Rite? What did he want to... did he want to... use the Rite to cover things up? He wanted to set up the crime scene to conceal the hideout. But how was he planning on concealing the source of the blood in the spring? Stain the spring with his own blood. He concealed the source of the blood with his own. That was how he kept the rebel hideout a secret. It's all starting to fall into place. I know who killed the High Priest. It was Tarrasque himself. Tarrasque's death was a suicide. I can't believe it. The High Priest took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. The High Priest wasn't murdered by anyone. He took his own life to keep the rebel hideout a secret. What? What's this? What's this? I did the normal judge's voice. The High Priest committed suicide. I have never heard of anything more absurd.
Objection.
The lawyer has placed a stain on the good priest's death with his putrid brain. It's putrid. Gaping holes are as large as the hole in his logic. What hole? You still fail to understand. You truly see the force. You cannot see the force for the trees. You claim the High Priest took his own life. But how have you considered who brought the dagger to the Plaza of Devotion? Ah. After the High Priest was killed, the dagger was thrust into Acolyte Zealot's dead body. Only the accused Maya Fey could have done that. It is as Prosecutor Sadmari says. Your claim is rather porous in its logic, and your evidence is too weak. You cannot prove that the High Priest took his own life to conceal the rebel hideout. They're right. The dagger was impaled in Zealot's body. But his body had been pierced at the place at the plaza the previous day. Well, Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Zealot's body was already in the plaza the day before the rite. But what if the dagger was also already in him at that time? The dagger was never at the inner sanctum. Of course, that's it. What is it? There is no need to move the dagger. It had already been stabbed into Acolyte Zealot's body the day before the rite. What? So that means... What does that mean? It means the dagger wasn't the weapon that took the High Priest's life.
Objection.
But no weapon was ever found at the inner sanctum. If you will not listen to reason, then I insist you prove your assertion. Show us what you believe the real murder weapon to be. The real murder weapon? I've got nothing, but I know there had to have been a weapon there. Maybe if I think back to the trial thus far, I'll spot the clue I need. Well, would the defense care to tell us what the real murder weapon is? This is what really killed the High Priest.
Take that!
What really killed him has been at the Inner Sanctum all this time. And its lethality has already been demonstrated by the late Acolyte Zealot. That's right. It was the Warbod statue. Polkuga!
You believe that the statue claimed both the victims' lives?
Would you care to chime in on it in me? No, he lies. Pay him no heed.
Who's this? Why, it's...
I think it's his wife. Hold it. Lady in me. Darling, don't you think this has gone on long enough? Hold it. Believe. No. Your Majesty, my wife knows nothing.
Please, Abbot in me, let your wife speak. Now, Lady in me, please continue if you would.
It's that time again. And what time would that be? 2:30 in the afternoon. The time my husband conducts his daily prayers. And the time Pere was slain. Did they update this? I don't think they updated this song. Yeah, no, I don't think so. This is the same song that was used in 2001. This is a 15-year-old song at the point of this game.
That sound, it's...
The Steel Samurai Alarm. I, too, like to pray at the same time as my dear husband. So I set an alarm to remind me each day. But I had no idea it would come to this. No. Stop. She knows not what she speaks. Your Majesty, I am the one who slew Acolyte Zealot. Oh.
Abbot in me. Bailiff, summon a physician at once. The physician is now attending the High Priest, so there is no need to fear. Now let us continue.
And what about the half of him called Maya that's still among the living? Mrs. Inme, will you tell us everything you know? The truth is, I am a rebel, just like my husband. This tragedy unfolded before the rite, during the Feast of Blessings. I had gone to the rebel hideout to prepare for Dats's escape. And that's when Acolyte Zealot suddenly appeared. Yes. Pere was shocked when he saw me there.
Acolyte Zealot did not know you were a rebel.
I do not believe he did. I believe he was there simply to investigate the hideout. And when he suddenly came face to face with Mrs. Inme. So, the true identity of the rebel-hunting Lady Kira was Pere Zealot. Yes. He was a member of the secret police, serving directly under the Minister of Justice. The secret police? And this is what he said to me. I can kill rebels with impunity. The Justice Minister has my back. He was using his position within the secret police to deal us rebels a heavy blow. But murder sanctioned by the Crown is still murder. Heh. Even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say, I got a little trick up my sleeve. So I'd watch it if I were you. Cause you got a defiant attitude. Like one of them dragon dopes. The trick up Minister Inga's sleeve was Lady Kira.
No, this cannot be. My father would never.
This must be a bolt out of the blue. I've never heard that before. This must be a bolt out of the blue for Rafa. This explains why Acolyte Zealot abandoned his real name.
Yes. He even went as far as covering up the tattoo that all Cryinist clergy members receive.
Lady Kira was a member of the secret police. That explains why no order was given to investigate her attacks. I guess I'm not alone in hearing this for the first time.
But, this cannot be.
Oh, but it is, kid, but it is.
Is this true? The Justice Minister is sanctioning state-sponsored murder?
Peace. Now, Lady and me, please continue.
Perret suddenly lunged at me. That's when I pushed the stone slab down toward him with all my might. But I never meant for what happened next to occur.
What is this? Hold it! Allow me to take it from here.
Rabbit in me. Are you sure you're alright now?
I'm sorry you had to see that. But you need not worry about me. I'm already dead. Please, we need to know what was so important that you would take your own life. After I learned that my wife had accidentally slain Zealot, I chilled his body with snow to make it seem as if he had died more recently than he did. Then I later moved it to the Plaza of Devotion and inserted the dagger into his wound. The plaza was empty at that time, but it was before prayer time had started. Finally, I placed his body in the prayer pose. Knowing that no one would notice anything was wrong until the rite had concluded.
It is perfectly plausible that no one would disturb him if he seemed to be praying. We do treasure our prayer time, after all.
So you admit you tried to pin this crime on Maya Fey? Yes. This was all my doing. I never told my wife of my plan. For surely she would have tried to stop me. How'd you get Miss Fey's fingerprints on the dagger? I had her hold it while we were rehearsing the rite the day before. And right before the rite, I drugged her with a sleeping agent. Then I put Lady Kira's robes over the Warbod statue. That means Maya was probably already groggy by the time the rite started. Finally, I ended my own life to ensure that the crime would appear to have been by Acolyte Fey's own hand.
But when your body was discovered, Lady Kira's robes were on the ground. How did they end up there if they were on the statue?
After I impaled myself on one of the statue's dagger-like feathers, I used the last ounce of my strength to hurl my body backwards. As I did, I grabbed onto the ropes, taking them with me, as they fell back into the ground.
How terrible! What possessed you to do such a thing?
You needn't have committed suicide simply to frame the accused. Prosecutor Sadmati, as one well-versed in our kingdom's legal system, I would expect you, of all people, to understand. Understand what? This kingdom's legal system, Mrs. Inmi's crime, your suicide. It can't be. That would be sadder than sad.
Why? I believe the defense knows what the High Priest speaks of.
Yes, I finally understand. This explains why the High Priest took his own life. Defense Culpability Act? We haven't used this yet, so...
Take that!
The Defense Culpability Act. Circumstantial evidence supports Mrs. Inme's killing of Acolyte Zealot in self-defense. However, it would be next to impossible to prove it without a lawyer. That's why the High Priest wanted to pin the crime on Maya Fey. I fail to see what that has to do with his suicide. In Cryene, the divination seances is the most important piece of trial evidence. The High Priest wanted to frame Miss Fey as a serial killer. It was a clever plan in which he made sure he'd see Lady Kira in his final moments. The lawyer speaks true. That is why I placed Lady Kira's robes upon the Warbod statue. I made it seem that Acolyte Fey was the rebel-hunting Lady Kira. Hold it! But... Are you saying you used my divination seance to produce false evidence? Forgive me, your benevolence. But it was the only way to help my lovely wife. If you had approached me first, I could have proved that the murder was in self-defense. Perhaps. But I had little faith in lawyers, despite being a rebel. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason. There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. Yet had I done so, my wife would rush to my defense. And when the case went to trial, she would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have lived with myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. This cannot be. All I have done under the laws of our kingdom. It has all been... Poor Rafa. She's really taking this hard. But I can't say I'm surprised. Mr. Phoenix writes, "It is time to show the might of your legal prowess. You mustn't allow another innocent soul to be charged under that despicable law. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. What I have done to you and Acolyte Fey is unforgivable. I can only offer my most humble of apologies. Your Majesty." Yes. "I ask that you please look after my wife." You have my word. Your benevolence, it is time that I return to the Twilight Realm. A Magatama of Partin, if you please. You know, you can just leave, right? Like, you don't need the Magatama. Very well. Who's this? Hold it. Your benevolence. Please, allow me the honor. Yes. It would be more fitting for you to send him on his way. Mrs. Inmay. Darling, I'm so glad I was able to see you one last time. Thank you for everything. I'm sorry to leave you like this, my love. You look so goofy. But now you can watch over me from the world beyond. Yes, always and forever. And with every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you. The smile. He's smiling. I can't get over him. He looks so goofy. Bye-bye. Farewell, my darling Thrust.
The High Priestess returned to the Twilight Realm.
Maya!
I feel great. I guess that means he didn't leave any regrets behind. Oh! But what about the trial, Nick?
It's over. It was a sad reality born of love and a great tragedy born of the Defense Culpability Act.
Well, I see no need to continue this trial. Does the prosecution have anything to say?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I owe a debt to you. One that I will repay. One that I will pay back in court someday.
Now, to deliver today's verdict, and overturn that of yesterday's trial. With respect to all current and previous charges against them, I hereby declare the accused, Maya Fey, and her defense, Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
Butterflies!
Maya!
I didn't realize that the top of the fucking court didn't have a ceiling. May 12th, 4:20, weed o'clock p.m. High Court of Crying, accused lobby.
So, I was thinking, Nick, the legal system here is really stacked against the defense. It's totally unfair.
Yeah, it even forced the High Priest to make the ultimate sacrifice just to protect his wife.
It's just so sad.
Protect the status quo or join the revolution. If the real Lady Kira were here, I wonder which side she would take. Your benevolence.
Huh? What?
I was, just wondering. Are you alright?
Quiet, you! How could I possibly be alright?
Yeah, she's not doing well at all.
Who do you think you are? Suddenly appearing before me. Trampling my insides underfoot, and plunging the whole of justice into utter chaos. You even desecrated my mother and father's teaching, you soulless infidel!
Oof, that was a bit more extreme than usual.
What am I to do? I'd always believed that communing with the victim's Matama would lead me to the absolute truth. But each time you overturned my insights, it was revealed that they served to support false charges rather than the truth. Am I left now with that heavy truth in my heart?
I'm sorry, Rafa.
Perhaps I am not worthy of hearing the voices of the Matama.
Oh,
That's where you're wrong, your benevolence. What?
Maya!
How dare you? Your role is to bring forth the voices of the Matama into our world. If you don't do it, who will? You know nothing, Maya Fey. It was spirit channeling, not a divination seance, that brought the truth to light. How dare an outsider like you employ the Queen's secret art? But what can I do? My spiritual power does not even approach yours. Is that not a cruel joke? The royal priestess bested by a lowly outsider.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Why not? Is it worth at least a laugh or two? It is worth at least a laugh or two. You shouldn't talk like that. Huh? Listen, your benevolence. You were just fulfilling your duty, weren't you? And you're the only one capable of performing the divination seance, right? The station of Royal Priestess is not something to abandon lightly. The station of Royal Priestess? The people of your kingdom believe in you. But if you really mean all of that you just said, then what are they supposed to believe in? You know not of what you speak. Actually, I kinda do. After all, I'm only here training so I can become the master of my village back home. A village master, you say? I did not know. It seems I owe you an apology. For even today, I called you a neophyte practitioner. It's alright. It's alright, your benevolence. Thank you for finally acknowledging me.
A future queen and a future village master. I guess it shouldn't be a surprise, considering they may have had a common ancestor. Maya's right, your benevolence.
Barbed head?
Your insights were a crucial piece of evidence in this last trial. It doesn't matter if they weren't always 100% accurate. You should be proud of what you did. You played an important role in ensuring that justice was served. And besides, your insights aren't the problem here. It's your kingdom's legal system. Without lawyers, your insights have come to be accepted as the sole truth. The Defense Culpability Act, which gave rise to that, is the root of it all.
But that is the dangerous thinking of a rebel. Your benevolence. As Crown Princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to that task. Knowing you, your benevolence, you're more than capable.
I never heard Maya talk like this before. She's really come a long way. Boom! What was that? It came from the hallway! Smoke! We'd better go check it out. Hurry! Mrs. Inme!
Mr. Wright, Acolyte Faye, I'm so sorry for what transpired. You were almost sentenced to death because of me.
Oh.
I will make amends by picking up where my husband left off. I will see the revolution through, so nothing like this can ever happen again. For that is the depth of my love for my dearly departed husband.
Lady Inme! Lady Inme! You gotta hurry! That voice! Is that Mr. Arbol?
I must help the people. They must learn that the peace we enjoy is a false one. One built on the backs of innocents charged with false crimes under that odious DC Act. We have it in our power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly.
Hey there, PW! I wish we had more time to talk, but... Dirk, everything's ready. It's go time. Dirk! Hello, Dirk. Wait, was that the rebel leader, Dirk?
After him! Don't let him get away!
The power to forge a society in which the law judges all of us fairly. It's the start of a legal revolution.
Hey, Nick. Hate to bother you while you're lost in thought, but I just got this great idea.
What is it?
The Steel Samurai versus the Rebel Dirk. I bet it'd make for another awesome TV show. And if we threw the Plume Punisher in there, everyone would go nuts.
That's a real man, Maya. I'll never get what she sees in those shows. But it's good to know that no matter what happens, Maya will always be Maya. And a new episode has been added. Turnabout Storyteller. Yes, I would like to save. Turn to title. I want to see foreign magical. The Rights of Turnabout. Why is Phoenix still there? And I got away from. Well, the Panda with Juicy. But Maya, I love Maya. She's awesome. Turnabout Storyteller. It's Athena's case. This case is objectively the only filler case. It's objectively the only pure filler case in the entire series, but I love Athena. I love Athena so much. I don't care. I love this case too. Anyways, we will be starting this case, Turnabout Storyteller, next time. Bye-bye!